Maglev vehicle part 4. In this video I will show you how to solder the wires onto the DC motor, and I will also remind you of the safety rules as far as soldering. Safety rules: do not sit down or kneel down when you are soldering. You wouldn't want the soldering iron or a piece of molten solder to end up in your lap. You should only hold the soldering iron by the handle. You should never have your fingers or body parts or clothing come near the hot end of the soldering iron. If the soldering iron is not in your hand, the soldering iron should be in the holder, like that. Always solder close to the fume trap, which I will demonstrate momentarily. You will need your motor, and at this point here I will have either marked the positive lead, and that's the red dot here. And just a reminder that the lead is this silver thing with the hole in it that I'm touching. There's another one up front here. When you're ready to solder, you're going to show me what you're soldering, and I want you to solder the red wire first. And remember that you want to have the end of the wire, the hooked part of the wire, on the inside of the motor, not on the outside of the motor over here. To solder, what you'll do is you will alligator clip the lead that you are not soldering. So you're going to start with the red wire, as I am going to start with the red wire. So I'm going to alligator clip the lead with nothing in it right now, and the alligator clip closest to the fume trap. I am then going to alligator clip the wire in the other alligator clip. So it's going to look like that. You want to make sure that the fume trap is always on, and I'm going to turn that on now. Hopefully it won't drown out what I'm trying to say. Hold the soldering iron like you would a pen or a pencil. This is how I hold a pen or a pencil. You're going to make a little puddle of solder on the tip of the soldering iron, like that, and notice how the smoke is, well, it's hard to see, the smoke is going into the fume trap. See it a little bit there. Put the hot part of the soldering iron with that little puddle directly underneath the lead, the silver thing with the hole in it, and what you're going to do is you're going to touch on the lead right next to the wire. Heat it up for 5 to 10 seconds and then do your soldering. And then if you've done it correctly, the wire is not going to be moving in the lead, and you should not have filled the hole on the lead with solder. Now, in order to do my other wire, the black wire, I'm going to alligator clip the lead that I'm not soldering, which is now the red wire. I'm going to clip the black wire into the second lead, and remember that end of the wire, can't see it here, the end of the wire is inside the motor. As you can see here, it's not on the outside here. Alligator clip the black wire in the second alligator clip, just to hold it straight. Make another little puddle of solder on the soldering iron. Put the soldering iron directly underneath the lead, that's again the silver thing with the hole in it, and take the solder and touch on the lead right next to the wire. And when you be secure, and now you're ready to move on to scoring this part along with your magnetic suspension system that we did earlier. Okay, this can be scored now, part A. And the next video will be how to lay out your pattern on the block of foam, and then using the hot wire cutter to cut the foam.